Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Thursday, February 6th, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions. If something's going on in your financial life, if you've got a question, get in touch with us. Go to jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. It's in the upper right-hand corner wherever you're navigating on the site. Click that Contact Us button. Give us a holler. Tell us what's going on. If you want to join us on the program, check the box. Then Mark will do everything else. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. And wait, hold on. Don't forget, you've got to subscribe to Jill on Money Live. Our next live webinar is with Ed Slott, the master, the man, the CPA and IRA expert, Roth cheerleader extraordinaire, Ed Slott. He will be joining us for a live webinar on Thursday, March 6th. And you've got to be a member of Jill on Money Live to actually take part in this. You'll get that webinar, 3 more after that, the back catalog, video, audio content, all that, $45 for the next 12 months. Do it. You know you want to. Jill on Money Live. Okay, let's get to some of your questions. We have the first one. This is a little bit of a, I would say a big picture question, which I've never received ever. So let me just read the subject, which says, how to protect some assets in case of authoritarianism. See, I've never gotten that question before. And this is from a friend of the pod who wants to remain anonymous. Hi, Jill. I'm not a paranoid person typically. I do reasonable things to prepare for reasonable risks. I have health insurance and life insurance. I buy battery-powered lanterns and weather radios for storms. Me too, I do that. I have Red Cross backpacks. I've got about $300 in cash, my essential documents, and some basic supplies ready to go. I don't have a generator. I keep my money in banks. I don't have food to survive an apocalypse. I don't have any weapons. But I am feeling vulnerable to what I see as fast-moving authoritarianism. How can I protect some of my assets if the government decided to take them away? Don't really rich people put money in the Cayman Islands or something? If I move to another country, my spouse is a dual citizen. Is there a way I could access some of my funds? Basically, how could one prepare for the sudden disappearance of all your money? Like what happens at the beginning of The Handmaid's Tale. By the way, that book is frightening, but the series is even more frightening. All of our money is currently in United States institutions. We have a checking account with under $20,000, a savings account with $100,000, retirement accounts of $1.2 million, and $470,000 in non-retirement mutual fund accounts with Fidelity. Also, we've got $10,000 in 529 plans for our young children. We owe $15,000 on a car. My spouse is working on getting a European passport. I could probably get citizenship in Israel if necessary. Am I crazy? Are there other ways to protect my accounts? We'll definitely be talking about this with my therapist at my next appointment. Thank you. Oh, anonymous. It's very anxiety provoking to see so many changes so quickly. I understand this. And, look, can I take this seriously for a second? If you really wanted to protect assets, what often people will do is they do set up these offshore accounts, but it's really expensive to do that. And I'm not sure that's going to be the way that you could access your money. So what are other ideas? Well, ostensibly, I guess you could put some money into assets where you have a free access to them. So, for example, there are people who are like, I'm going to buy gold or I'm going to buy crypto because that is a way to do just that, which is sort of circumvent systems. All that being said, I want you to take a deep breath. I really do. I think there are a lot of people who are getting extraordinarily uptight about this part of the change in administration. I know there's a lot of information coming at us. I would hate to see that you were going to be moving money out of the country, cause a lot of problems getting access to it, costing you money to do that for no particular reason. Now, getting a passport to a different country, that's a whole different matter. I mean, I'm game for that. I have many of my friends, I have friends who are Irish dual citizens, Irish American, Italian American, Portuguese American. So I think a lot of folks are kind of taking that as a possibility. That part of it seems like a better way to at least counterbalance your anxiety. But I don't think it's going to get to this. And maybe I'm going to be one of those people who's like quoted in 30 years saying she was such a dope, she didn't see it all coming. Are you crazy? You're not crazy. It's an unnerving time for a lot of people. But I don't think this is the route that you should be taking. Is that fair enough, Mark? You don't come on the air because I know you feel sick, but do you
100%,
think that,
100%.
okay, just like
keep calm and carry on, right?
We're going to try to keep calm. We're going to try to carry on and go from there. This question is from Joe. Dear Jill and Mark, can we afford a second home? Our debt to income of our gross will be 33% following the purchase of a second home. Currently, we're at 20%. We ran the numbers based on a monthly spend of $16,000 and income over $23,000, with second home adding $4,000 to $5,000 a month. It leaves us with extra money cash flow. Okay, can I just say one thing? When people are asking about second home and debt, like I'm not interested in the formula. I'm really not. Because I feel like all these debt to income or debt to equity or all these measures, it's about what can you afford? If you're telling me you can buy a second home and you still have extra monthly cash flow, that you still have money that you can put into your retirement account, you still have cash that's left over, you're not depleting yourself, you're not overburdening yourself, then go for it. Stop overthinking this, gang. You can do it on your cash flow basis. That's the most important thing. Okay. Donda writes, I'm 68 years old and retired, and I've got no children or dependents. When I retired, my life insurance went away, and I haven't purchased a policy. All of my assets with my financial advisor are transfer on death accounts. That's great. I love that, gang, by the way. Although I've not done this with my bank savings account, and I don't have a power of attorney for my checking account. Do I need life insurance? And if so, how much? No, you don't need life insurance. You got a bunch of money? It's all there. Great. Someone can bury you. Someone else is going to get, I don't know who's going to get your money, who you're transferring on death to. But yeah, I don't see that you need any life insurance unless there's something else lurking underneath the surface. You have no children, no dependents. So forget it. Who needs it? Do clean up the bank savings account. If you can do that for the transfer on death for bank savings and checking, that would be very good to do just to clean it up a little bit. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay, this is from Steve. Hi, Jill. My wife and I are expecting our first grandchild this month. We are both 62, and I plan on working 4 more years. We've got no debt. Our house is paid for. We contribute the maximum to our 401k and our Roth IRA. We live in a low-cost Upper Michigan small town. We've got $1 million in retirement savings. Our house is worth about $500,000 to $600,000. We live a modest lifestyle. Now to my question. We plan on putting money away for a grandchild and other grandchildren as they come, mostly for education. What are your suggestions? A 529 plan, a Roth IRA, or plain old gifts? Okay, Steve, I love 529 plans, and I think it's great. And I would use that, especially because you're saying you really want it to be focused on education. 529 plans, they're wonderful. And I don't know how much you plan to put into these, but the gift tax allowance this year is $19,000. You can give $19,000 away each. So even if you had a slew of grandkids, both you and your wife together can put $38,000 into an account and not have any tax impact. So that's what I would do. I think it's the best way. I love 529 plans. Okay, Jay writes, I'm considering changing my investment advisor after meeting with 2 new ones who both say that using individual stocks instead of mutual funds can yield greater income without ever having to sell principal when the market turns down. They say that by never selling off the principal, my portfolio is safe, even while earning a living income. I'm hesitant to change advisors. What do you think about this claim? I don't get this claim, Jay. Yeah, I mean, individual stocks are fine, but there's obviously risk in doing that. And if you choose mutual funds, you're able to actually get dividends and interest income from those mutual funds. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on in terms of your own investments. Are these also investments in retirement plans, non-retirement plans, what other income you have? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether it's individual stocks or mutual funds or exchange traded funds. It's a lot of other decisions that you're going to have to make. And I would be very interested to learn from these newer advisors what else they're doing. Because who cares about the stupid investments? I care about the actual financial planning. That's what I want to know. Follow up with us. I'd like to know. Okay. Hi, Jill and Mark. I have several friends who are reaching out to me about the latest news stories on hedge funds betting against the market, which could impact 401ks. Can you guys speak to this? I think people are going to panic and sell with the news. It was the Daily Mail article that caused the panic. Thanks, Sarah. Oh, God. First of all, hedge funds, man. It's so crazy. We got an email from our pal, friend of the pod, Dave Stahoviak, Coaching for Leaders, great podcast, great human being. He sent this article about just hedge funds in general, about a new report about hedge funds that found that half of the industry's total gross performance was eaten away by fees over the past 2 decades. So that's number one. So hedge funds, they cost a lot. Number two, they're not always right. Okay. They really aren't. And I think that perhaps that when you think about betting against Trump or betting against the market, I want you to stop that kind of framing of a conversation and say, over the long term, U.S. stocks across lots of different kinds of administrations have gone up. There is panic along the way, always, at different times. It makes people nuts. But if you stick to your long-term game plan and you don't buy into these panicky moments, I think you're going to be better off. Mark, there seems to be quite a bit of anxiety in this podcast episode, so I think that there must be a lot going on out there. People are feeling anxious. If that's you, I love to talk to you in person. Please, when you come on, you can change your name. We can walk you through the issues that you're confronting and maybe tamp down the anxiety, the fear, even the panic at times. And let's try to control the things that you can control. You are not going to control whether the market goes up and down in a given moment. Frankly, on Sunday night, the futures markets before the night went, as we were coming into this week, futures markets looked like they were selling off in a huge way. But, at the end of the trading sessions and everyone looking at it, it's like, you don't have to guess what's going to happen. All you need to do is take care of the things you can control. How much are you spending? How much are you saving? When are you retiring? When are you claiming Social Security? These are the things you can control. The markets are going to do what the markets do. We've been through this. We haven't been through this, right? We haven't been through this moment, but we've been through many times where you are unnerved by the stream of news, and it can be really scary. So if you're feeling scared, reach out, get in touch with us, go to jillonmoney.com, click the contact us button, and check that box and join us on the air. Okay. We'll happily take care of you. We'll walk you through what we think are the important issues that you are confronting and that you can control. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And okay, please do something nice for someone else today. If you're feeling anxiety, the surest way to feel better about that anxiety is go do something. I just had a young person who was complaining to me about all the bad stuff. I said, go volunteer at a soup kitchen. Just go. And go do something in your community that you're going to improve the lives of somebody else. And you're going to feel better. I promise it works. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.